So I think the first day of spring officially is like March 20th or something like that. So it really is just around the corner, a couple of more weeks and it'll be spring. So in today's video, I want to go over the 7 best Parfums de Marly fragrances for the spring. I have 1 for women, 6 for men, but all fragrances unisex if you want to look at it that way. I'm excited to share this list with you, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on the 7 Parfums de Marly fragrances that I think are fantastic for the springtime, I do want to start things off by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon so you could be notified whenever I do upload future videos to the channel. And of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or if you took something of value from today's episode. It would really mean a lot to me. Now, of course, if you are interested in sampling Parfums de Marly fragrances, 100% authentic products, you may do so at scentsplit.com. You can purchase a small decant from the website. This way you can just familiarize yourself with a fragrance before committing to a full-size bottle. Of course, when we're dealing with niche fragrances, they tend to be very much so on the expensive side of things. You don't want to break the bank right away, especially when you're just getting your feet wet, or if you're just curious to see what something smells like, not necessarily jumping into it and committing to a full bottle. ScentSplit is amazing. Great customer service, really fast shipping, and they're packaged very, very nicely. Always impressed with the quality. I've used them for so many years now. The first fragrance that I want to talk about is Valaya. Now, Valaya has this sort of cotton-like feel to it. It's musky, it's billowy, the citrus is amazing. There's a touch of sweetness underneath it all. There is actually some vanilla in here. And this is marketed for women. Of course, you can see the bottle with the sort of sensual silhouette, if you will. And this is a fragrance that I personally also see working really well for a guy too. I do think that there are some elements in here that are not overtly feminine. The citrus, the vanilla, these are ingredients that I encounter quite often in men's fragrances as well, but the very bright, musky personality that it has going on for it, I think it's exceptionally well done. Now, here's one that I've loved for a long time, and this one, of course, is Pegasus. Pegasus has the almond, it has the vanilla, it has the jasmine in here. People compare it to Hypnotic Poison by Christian Dior. I totally get the comparison, but with this fragrance, I feel like it's much longer lasting. Not as much of an emphasis on the almond, although it's in there and it's done very nicely. It's very creamy and sensual and elegant, and it kind of has this suave, mysterious personality about it. If you're looking for something a little bit on the bold or mature side of things, try Pegasus Exclusive. And of course, we have one of the biggest hidden gems from the brand. I mean, I'm quite shocked that people don't talk about this more often. This is Darlie. And the thing with Darlie, this stuff it's kind of a mix between Le Mans by Jean Paul Gaultier and Original Santal by Creed. So it kind of has like this sensual, cinnamon kind of a vibe, very youthful, playful, but it also has like this minty lavender thing happening in here too. So there is this freshness about it with the mint and the lavender, the aromatic appeal, but there's also some darker facets to it as well. And when I'm thinking about a spring fragrance as opposed to like a summer fragrance, I'm looking for a touch of something dark in there. And I feel like the cinnamon and the vanilla really do that. Now, this next one is a lot brighter. This is Greenlee. Greenlee has the citrus, the apple. It's very bright, very energetic. It has this rich, warm, slightly sweet personality in the dry down, but it has this really strong fruity appeal in the opening that is to die for. And I know Greenlee has gotten a lot of praise since it's been released, and for very good reason. I think it's a very high quality fragrance. Of course, next we have Percival. This could have easily been number 1 on the list. The lavender, the ice flower, it's very bright, a little bit on the minty side of things, but this fragrance certainly has a strong personality to it. The vibe that it gives off is one that is youthful, mature, professional, in with the times, very well groomed, and Honestly, this could have been the number one fragrance on this list because of the versatility alone. But there's something about the number one fragrance on this list that has that darker element to it that I really enjoy, and I've loved it for so many years now. Well, we'll get to it very soon. The number two fragrance, and I'm sorry I couldn't put 10 in this list, but I don't think Marley has a ton of freshies when we're dealing with some of the darker offerings from the brand. Of course, we have Harrod and Carlisle and Haultain, and we have so many others, but number two would definitely go to Galloway. Now, Galloway is very abstract. You have tea, you have orange blossom, you have a bit of spice, a ton of citrus. It's very fresh. And I know some people compare it, at least in terms of the vibe, not in terms of the smell, because I do think they smell very different, but in terms of the vibe and the aura that it gives across, people compare this one to Creed's Silver Mountain Water. I think the majority of the comparisons are coming from the fact that they're both housed in a white bottle, so that kind of creates the connection. But I think it's very close to Lalique White. I have that fragrance very close to Galloway. Try it for yourself if you don't believe me, but an awesome, abstract, long-lasting fragrance. And the fragrance that I put in the number one spot is a fragrance that I have a few bottles of. So blessed and privileged to have this one in my collection because I truly love the way that it smells. It does have the bright citrus, it does have the bergamot, it does have the mint, but there's also incense in here. And the incense is that dark personality that I was talking about. And this one is Sedley. Sedley, composed by Olivier Cresp, same person who did basically Angel by Thierry Mugler and a bunch of other fragrances, even Light Blue by Dolce & Gabbana, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong about that. I might be misremembering that. But such an amazing perfumer. And Sedley is such a wonderful fragrance. And the incense, the citrus, the mint, it's bright, but it's also dark and it has its own personality to it. It doesn't smell generic. It doesn't smell nondescript. It doesn't smell like tons of other fragrances out there. It has a very interesting aroma and personality. And I couldn't recommend it enough. 7 wonderful fragrances by Parfums de Marly. If you're ready for the spring, you want to bust out something a bit on the brighter, more citrusy side of things, these 7 fragrances will certainly get the job done for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. 7 Marley fragrances for the spring 2023. Please let me know what you think. Do you have any favorites? Leave your comments down below. What's your favorite from this brand? Or let me know, just generally speaking, what do you look forward to wearing the most this spring? If you enjoyed this video, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell icon and give this video a thumbs up. That tells YouTube that you like this type of content and you want to see more of it. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.